Okay, folks, so I am going to go ahead and open up this document of mine that is my demonstration file. Let me just make sure it's saved in the right place. Yeah, it's saved here, my demonstration file. Okay, so this is Ivy final. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Save As. I'm going to download a copy to my computer. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up in my Microsoft Word. All right, so I log in now, and we will find that all of those citations are here for me. Okay, so I could go through and I could do my inline citation here if I wanted to. I could click on Insert Citation, and it would insert that for me here. Okay, this is my inline sort of option, right? Okay, I can do this now throughout the process of my report. Okay, so I could do this one. All right, make sure that I go through. I'll have to get this one in here. Okay, I'm just kind of going through that process right now. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's say we're, for purposes of this, we're gonna do that. So now I'm just gonna select these, for example. Okay, save. Okay, and now I can add multiple in here too. All right, so now let's say I've done this process. Okay, I want to come over here and I say, actually, no, I want to change my citation style to Chicago. I'm going to update it. It's going to update my whole document for me. Okay. So now I'm at the end and I'm ready to, put in here, my bibliography, or I could call this, list of sources, references, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm going to make sure I apply the same standard heading to it as the other major sections. So when I pull together my table of contents later, it's all there. I'm going to come on over to references and I'm going to say insert bibliography. Okay, so I'm going to come here to my bibliography. I will call it Works Cited. It's going to tell me that there's none cited here. Okay. Well, why is that? That is because I didn't add them as a list of citations here. I'm using Mendeley Cite instead. And so I could come down here and I could say to my citation storage manager, I could click on new. Okay, and I can manually add all these. I'm choosing not to do that. Instead, I want to import just this file. So if I click on add citations, I can also do EasyBib. There's a number of options available to me here. Okay, so I can't use this inbuilt one because of the way that I've decided to pull my citations in. You could have easily, done that if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. If you chose not to use a third-party citation, you decided basically to use the inbuilt bibliography resources, and now I want to get rid of this thing and I can't. There we go. Okay, so let's go back to my Mendeley site. I'm going to select again, whatever these were that I wanted to use. All right, and I am going to say now insert bibliography. Okay. So I'm actually going to uncheck them and just come on over here to insert bibliography because I believe this is what I was looking for before. Okay. If you do it, it's going to be inserted where your cursor was. Okay. Update. Yes. So now what it does is it goes through the document and basically says these sources that were, cited in line here are the sources that I insert in my bibliography. So I've used the Mendeley site option here. Okay. So let's say instead that I want to open that XML document that we printed. Okay, let's see if we can make that work. No. Okay. All right. So if I were to open just that XML document, this is what it looks like here. This doesn't really help me in the way that I want it to. Okay. So I could, come in here, do my source citation manager, and I could add these manually. This is an option available to you. And then this, they call it a master list, but it maintains them in here for you indefinitely. And of course, you also have the other options available to you here as well up top. Okay, I'm going to close this. All right. So this is what I am looking for when I talk about, your document, inline citations, adding dynamic elements to it so that you've got, whatever that might be here as you kind of go through this process. Okay. So I'm really looking to see this summary report having these elements in it. Okay. And then if I also want to do that process of just creating my bibliography, because that is a separate standalone requirement we have. If I come on over to Mendeley site, okay, and I, select all of these that I want, that I used, okay, and I click insert. Oh, I can't do it that way. Okay, I would have to come on over to citation settings and then insert them. Okay. And then I have to kind of come down and still insert a bibliography after. Okay. I could then delete these if I wanted to here. All right. And then I have my standalone citation document. Okay. So that's how you would begin that process of generating one here. And then this just gets saved. Okay. As, okay, so this is my Ivy, this is my bibliography demo. Okay. All right. So that is that part. So I'm going to close this. All right. So I've got my document here that I worked on that I'm ready to submit. Got my bibliography that I'm ready to submit. I've uploaded these all here. Then I've got my, my actual presentation here that's ready to submit. Okay. They dropped this. Oh, yeah, it doesn't work here. Okay. I've got my interview script, which is, it's basically the text I use to assist me in giving my presentation. Okay. And then I've got my bibliography, and then I've got my data. Okay. So this final folder is here. And then I also have the export, this PDF export of my video. Okay. Of me giving this presentation. Again, this has to happen in the desktop application version. So if I were to come in here, yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So I've now opened this in my desktop version. I could record myself if I wasn't right now recording because it, it kind of messed things up. But I'm going to pause and actually do a recording in there too. But I could come over to the record tab and I could do a record from beginning. Okay. And what this would do, I'm going to click it, see how far it lets me go. Okay. It gives me this pop-up. I would click this button. And then down here, I would have this pop-up where any of the notes, okay, I'm going to block it for now. Any of the notes that I have on a given slide will be up here. And what will be recorded is this section down here by, by this. Okay. So I would click through the slides and I would record my presentation as I hit record up here. Okay. I can set that I don't have a video or I do have a video. It's totally up to you. All right. And I can set my view. I can pause. I can delete it if I want to. All of that here. Okay. But I would hit record, do my whole talk through. And when I'm finished, stop it. Okay. And then it would basically take some time to render, and it would spit me out an MP4 player or an MP4 file at the end of it. All right. And then that last step is your PowerPoint handout, which let me just open this one more time real quick. This is really a simple print function here. I'm just going to come on up to print. All right. And I am going to print a handout. Okay, so my layout is handout. I can do 3 slides or 4. No, 3 slides or 2. What I'm looking, nope, just 3 slides. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is for you to be able to print out. You can open it in preview or, save as an Adobe. It's up to you. You can, print it as well, but I'm going to save as a PDF. Okay. And then I'll go into my file that this belongs in. Okay. And this is my presentation handout. All right. So I'm going to save that there, and then I'll just go head on over to it really quickly. And all right. If I double click on this, oh, that's the wrong PDF. If I double click on this, you will see that I now have each slide has got this set of text next to it that I would, in theory, if I was giving this presentation in person in a room, give to folks so that they've got it in front of them and they can take notes as they go. It is just one way to communicate information. Okay. That is all for this video. Thank you very much.